Apple, no, not the fruit, the company. Everywhere you go, you will hear its influential name. However, just like how the great apple tree started out as a mere seedling, this enormous company had humble origins as well. The company was started in a garage as a private sector public limited liability company by Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak on April 1st, 1976, in Los Angeles, California. It was started with the goal of making computers smaller, simpler, and friendlier to the general public. With the introduction of the Apple II in 1978, Apple marked their first innovation in the computer industry, as the Apple II was the first ever color graphic computer. Of course, this isn't Apple's only innovation. In fact, it's not even their biggest innovation. Their biggest product is without a doubt the iPhone. In the last 3 months of 2014, it generated $51.1 billion, and in 2015, the iPhone controlled 90% of the revenue generated from smartphones. So, how did this immensely successful product come about? In 2005, when the iPhone was in its research and development stages, the project was called Project Purple 2. The idea originally started when Jobs came up with an idea to remove the mouse and physical keyboard of a computer. He would use a triple-layered multi-touch touchscreen that would allow the users to interact with the computer by directly typing onto the display. Jobs hired a group of engineers to work on the product, and after reviewing a prototype came to the conclusion that this technology would work best if it was applied to phones. The development of the product cost over $150 million, but in 2007 the project came to fruition. After Jobs had introduced it to the general public soon after its launch, sales of the product continuously increased until the product reached maturity in 2014 to 2016 with the introduction of the iPhone 6, which sold over 220 million units. However, this success didn't last long, as competitors such as Samsung and Nokia began flooding the market, initiating the product's saturation stage. Shortly after this, sales of the iPhone declined, with the iPhone 7 selling only about 5 million units. Despite this, the iPhone continues to live on, as Apple continuously attempts extension strategies. For example, the most recently released iPhone X uses differentiation by having 3D emojis that reciprocate the actions of the user. The iPhone single-handedly led Apple to become the world's largest company by revenue, earning $229 billion a year, which is greater than the GDP of New Zealand. But with this astronomical revenue comes an astronomical number of employees, 123,000 to be exact. The iPhone isn't the only product produced by Apple. Apple also offers a line of laptops, iPods, tablets, smartphones, computers, smartwatches, operating systems, and video editing softwares and presentation softwares. The products that make up these lines include the iPhones, the iPods, the MacBooks, the iMac, the Apple Watches, the iOS systems, and the various versions of Final Cut Pro, and also the Keynote presentation software. With the popularity of these products and the Apple brand as a whole, there is no doubt that they had an immense impact on human society. But it is doubtable is that positive or negative impact. Some negative impact of this Apple's iPhone is that it lowered the amount of actual physical social connection people made, and that it reduced the amount of physical activity people get, shown by the increase of obesity rate in America up to 38%. As the iPhone promotes online activity rather than physical activity, it has led to weaker bonds being formed between people and thus weakens the very fabric of society. But Apple also had a great positive influence on the society, as it had united the world, making communication faster and easier and cheaper, shown by the speed of text messaging and calling, allowing us to send messages across the world in mere seconds. The new and improved communication system helps bring the world closer and helps us all communicate with each other faster. This modern form of communication provided by Apple iPhone helps unify the world and help the ever-growing world communicate with each other. So Apple had certainly had an immense influence over society.